Carl Edwards, a seasoned NASCAR driver and Hall of Fame inductee, has opened up about the reasons behind his shocking decision to retire from the sport at the peak of his career. Despite an impressive 12-year run in the NASCAR Cup Series, which included 28 race victories, Edwards never managed to secure the elusive Cup Series championship. His final shot at the title came in 2016 during the Championship 4 race at Homestead-Miami Speedway, where he was on track to clinch his first-ever title. However, the race took a dramatic turn that Edwards believes ultimately cost him the championship. The Missouri native was in the lead, poised to take home the biggest prize in NASCAR when a late race caution dramatically altered the outcome. Edwards was involved in a wreck after the caution was thrown, which, in his view, was part of a broader pattern of NASCAR manipulating race conditions to make the race more thrilling for fans. In an emotional interview on the Dale Jr. Download podcast, Edwards reflected on the events of that night, revealing his deep frustration. "I wanted to win that championship," Edwards admitted, clearly still affected by the loss. "It's everything I've worked for, that's it. That's the prize you want more than anything in the world. And yes, I believe that was snatched." Edwards recalled his mindset leading up to the race. He had dedicated his life to NASCAR, fully prepared to give everything he had for one final push toward the championship. "I'm going to put everything in my life second, and I am going to go start at Daytona, and I'm going to drive the hell out of this race car like I've been doing for 14 years, and I'm going to run this thing all the way to the end," he said. "Then I'm going to get to Homestead at the end of 2017. I'm going to do everything just right, and they're going to throw a caution with 5 to go, and we're going to put all this on a restart." The caution Edwards referred to occurred late in the race, just as he was maintaining his lead. Edwards believes the caution was intentionally thrown to create a more dramatic finish, something that he feels was unfairly done at the expense of his championship hopes. "There was something about that caution," he said. "It was like the final thing to say, damn it, you're not supposed to win this thing. This is not supposed to happen." Edwards went on to claim that NASCAR had a history of throwing cautions to spice up the race, a sentiment he later confirmed through conversations with people in the industry. Edwards' comments shed light on his growing disillusionment with the sport's direction at the time. He acknowledged that NASCAR is, at its core, an entertainment industry, and that some level of showmanship is to be expected. However, he felt the manipulation of race outcomes crossed a line. "We're all in this sport to entertain, and they were trying their hardest at the time," Edwards remarked. As Edwards watched the final laps unfold, he witnessed Jimmie Johnson, one of NASCAR's most successful drivers, move into the lead and ultimately win his 7th championship, tying the legendary records of Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Richard Petty. "I look out the window of the bus, and Jimmie Johnson's going into turn 3 with the lead on the final lap, and I thought, Jimmie Johnson's going to win 7 championships and tie my dad and Richard Petty," recalled Edwards as he reflected on the historic moment. What followed was a brutal sequence for Edwards. In the final laps, he collided with Joey Logano, which severely damaged his car and effectively ended his chances of winning the race. Watching his title hopes slip away in such dramatic fashion left him feeling defeated. His friend and fellow driver, Dale Earnhardt Jr., who had witnessed the race firsthand, noted the emotional toll the incident had on Edwards. "You had raced your whole life trusting that the green flag would drop and the checkered flag would end it, and that there would be nothing in between that wasn't pure," Earnhardt Jr. said. "But between how difficult that must have been to sort of go get past, right, this questionable yellow, you had given everything you had to the sport." In the aftermath of the race, Edwards' reaction to the wreck was raw and immediate. "I don't know of another crash that I've seen you go through that was more vicious," Earnhardt Jr. admitted. "And the way you reacted when you got out of the car. I saw in you your reaction to go to the pit box and say whatever you said, hey, go win the championship or whatever it was." Edwards' comments on the incident and his growing dissatisfaction with the sport ultimately led to his retirement. Despite still being in the prime of his career, he walked away from NASCAR, citing the emotional toll and the sense that the sport he loved had shifted in ways that no longer resonated with him. His decision left many fans stunned, as Edwards was widely regarded as one of the most talented and respected drivers in the series. His departure from NASCAR marked the end of an era, and though he never won a championship, his impact on the sport remains undeniable. Edwards' candid reflections on the 2016 Championship 4 race reveal a complex and bittersweet chapter in NASCAR history, one in which both fate and manipulation played significant roles in shaping the outcome.